pretzel, and don't mind the Power Ranger mask. I'm making fun of the Grumpy Cheeto Power Ranger ranking system by wearing this stupid mask. So anyway, I'm here to bring you a TNA Impact review. And the first hour of Impact was good this week, and the second hour was kind of subtacular. So I was looking through my my drug guidebook here to see what kind of drugs the riders were on, and I'm gonna go with hydrocodone / ibuprofen low dose because, well, let's face it, the first hour was good, and then the second hour they started to get kind of sleepy on actually having an entertaining part of the show, and they fell victim to the sedation side effect of the pain pill. So, and I'm sure that they probably got these pain pills from Jeff Hardy. You know, he's a pretty roundabout drug dealer. So, anyway, before I start the show, let me have a nice little sip of my Smirnoff Ice here. And no, I'm not going to get ice like Ric Flair. Now, how am I supposed to drink this thing? Maybe if I do this. There we go, that's better. Alright, so we start the show off with a four-way match in progress. Beer! Money! Versus Ink Inc. versus Motor City Machine Guns versus Generation Me. Just a random four-way match they put together to promote their two matches on the show. We had some good high-flying moves in the matches. There was a dive over the top rope on the Generation Me, either by Shelly or Sabin. They were rolling outside the ring. There was like a ladder next to the ring. Generation Me got whipped into the ladder, and then Sabin like jumped and, you know, bumped into one of them, and then Shelly came and did like a diving splash or something onto the ladder. Then there was a spot where one of them, Generation Me went for like their DDT, where they were like how they injured the guy's neck, and then Shelly fought out of it. Sabin hit like a crossbody off the top of the ladder onto both Generation Me. So that was pretty much their part of the match. They just kept fighting each other. And then in the ring, Beer Money double teamed Shannon Moore for a while. He fought back out of it, and there was a cool slingshot like DDT that Beer Money did to him, like James Storm Robert Roode slingshotted.
You asshole!
He hits a DDT, and then the finish was like the ref. Oxygen, you need it to live. And so there was a matchup, like basically the finish was Shannon Moore hit like a quick roll up on Rude and pinned him. After the match, Beer Money was pissed at the ref, so Flair ordered them to beat the hell out of the ref, and they started to beat him up. And then Matt Morgan came out and started choking Flair to make the save, and ordered him to stop it, otherwise he was going to tear Flair's head off. So they stop, and then, you know, Flair says, "This ain't over, we're going to get your ass later." So that's how we started the show.
Anyone notice that it took 4 minutes to start the show?
We had Mickie James backstage with Orlando Jordan and Eric Young, which I like to call them Young OJ, Young Orange Juice, because, I don't know, got a better name for him? Anyway, Eric Young's just playing on a cowbell or something. Mickey's like, "Are you serious?" That's pretty much it. Wasn't really exciting. Third match of the show. You know what? Let's just do it like this. Why don't I just put the match like that? There we go. Third match of the show, we had Mickie James singing her theme song. And it was alright. Like, I'm not really a country music fan. Not even a hardcore country fan. But she's singing the song, and basically, like, after a while of singing it, which she wasn't bad, Terrica comes out and jumps her. They start brawling. She hits Eric Young with a cowbell. For some reason, he was out there doing that cowbell thing again, or whatever. So she hits him with that, and then they brawl to the back. Mickie has kind of a wardrobe malfunction. She had like a dress on or something, and her dress wound up getting synced up, and I think she was holding her top up or something. It was kind of sexy in my opinion. So, let's see, what do we have next? Next we had Matt Morgan and the ref talking backstage. The ref wants to be the special ref. The referee's name was Jimmy John. Actually, Jackson James, but whatever. Maybe he was a part of the James gang or something. Let's hope not. Anyway, he wants to be the ref, and then Morgan's like, you know, you got no, like you got a good heart, but no way. I'm gonna do this for both of us because I'm a one-man army. Just being himself, being the nice guy he is versus the original mean, bullyish guy that he is. Next, we got Douglas Williams versus Kazarian. Oh, match ranking-wise, I gave Beer Money the 4-way matchup 3 out of 5. It was good. This next matchup got a 3 out of 5. Kazarian versus Douglas Williams. Some cool moves in the matchup. Slingshot leg drop by Kazarian. It follows up with a neck breaker for 2. Douglas Williams goes for the Chaos Theory, and then it gets countered. Chaos counters it to a victory roll for a 2 count. He hits the Wave of the Future. Remember that finishing move? Yeah. It's a regular move for him now, 2 count. He then goes for that pile driver that he does. Williams got out of it. Then he charges him into the ropes and hits that Chaos Theory Dragon Suplex for a 3 count, beats him. So, Douglas Williams, give it a 3 out of 5. It was a good matchup. Next we have Mickie James looking for Tara backstage so they can brawl again later. Then we have backstage segment. Matt Morgan's going to ask Williams for a favor. And before we even hear what it is, AJ Styles and Beer Money attack him. And then basically the typical backstage agents of D'Lo Brown, Al Snow, and Simon Diamond, they break it up. Next, we had a really cool promo. We had Brother Devon promo, basically defending himself about what Brother Ray said to him. He calls Bubba out. Bubba comes out, basically calls him a coward and a bully. He keeps challenging him to get in the ring, and Bubba says, "No, I'm fine right here." You know, being cowardly heel or whatever. He says to Devon that he's washed up, and then he calls Taz washed up, and then Taz gets on the mic and says, "I'm washed up, but he's not. Get in the ring and fight him." So Bubba Ray attempts to listen to him, but then he backs off, and then Devon eventually starts to go chase him, and then he throws SoCal Val in front of him and takes off running. So it was a pretty good promo. I'd actually recommend checking it out. Next we have Joe and Pope backstage. Pope is basically says he doesn't like Joe, calls him the stupidest Samoan he's ever seen, and Joe's like, "I don't like you, I don't like what you represent." He's like, "In fact, you don't were it up to me, I'd have, Fortune soften you up so I can beat them or something." I don't know. So there's tension, but they decide to work together tonight. And not hypertension or hypotension, just tension as in dislike. I don't like each other. Mostly because I don't like this lamp right here because the light bulb won't work inside of it. So maybe it represents the creative team of TNA's mind or something. I don't know. Next we have our Knockouts matchup for the show. We have, it was billed as a 3-way, but yeah, it never happened. That was Sarita versus Angelina Love versus Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne comes out with Tara, so you're first thinking, oh, she's got a Tara at ringside. Mickie comes out to attack her. They brawl backstage. So we have what's supposed to be a 3-way, but then Madison knocks out Sarita with the Knockouts title outside the ring. And so it's basically a one-on-one match for most of the matchup. It was Madison and Angelina. Angelina starts off strong, and Madison takes over for a little bit. Angelina comes back. There really wasn't many big impact moves in the matchup. At some point, Angelina and Madison kind of collide, and Madison falls outside the ring, and then Angelina's kind of pulling herself up, and then gonna drag her back in, and Madison knocks out Angelina with the title belt, and kind of sneaks her way back in like she's gonna get the quick victory. Sarita finally gets back in the ring, just kind of shoves Madison out of the ring, and then pins Angelina. So for a 3-minute knockout matchup, it was pretty disappointing. I mean, it was a 3-minute match in general, but then the 3-way never really happened, and Sarita didn't even get any offense in this matchup. So 2 out of 5 on this one. Still better than the deepest matchup, but still good. Segment 12, we had Angelina Love backstage, angry that she's lost 2 matches in a row. And Winter shows up. This is my favorite storyline in TNA. And I might be sad, but this is my favorite storyline. So Winter shows up and says, you know, you're not a loser, you're perfect. You know, we will never lose, as in them. Then Angelina's like, what do you mean? And then she's like, come with me, and takes her hand and walks her away. It's like, you know, it's awesome because it's kind of like a lesbian-ish type angle or something. It's awesome. This is one storyline TNA's actually doing very good, in my opinion. Delicious. So, next we got, here's where the show starts to slowly go downhill. We have Matt Morgan versus the Boar Machine Rhino. 2 out of 5 in this matchup. It went 4 or 5 minutes, but Rhino's boring. There's good brawlers, and then there's just bad brawlers. Rhino's kind of a bad brawler, in my opinion. What can he do? A belly-to-belly suplex and a gore? Holy shit. I can do that. I might as well work for this company. Anyway, I don't know, Morgan had some good offense. He hits his jumping leg lariat over the top rope. I like whenever he does that, then he talks trash with the crowd. I don't know, it's kind of funny. Rhino throws him into the steel post and punches him, and Morgan gets busted open. Rhino punches him, clotheslines him, whatever, for a couple more minutes. Morgan looks at his head and he's like, gets pissed off, you know. If you see your own blood, you should always get angry. Yeah, who did it? Even if you did it to yourself, get angry with yourself and take it out on yourself. So, anyway, so he gets pissed off. He hits a side slam on Rhino. He hits his elbows in the corner, discus clothesline. Rhino comes back, belly-to-belly suplex. Goes for the gore, Morgan gets out of the way, carbon footprint. And now here you figure, oh, a 3 count. Well, we get 1, 2, and then Fortune comes in the ring, so it's a DQ. TNA and their DQs. You know, maybe they should just go to Dairy Queen and get all the DQ they can handle. Stupid. Why do they need to have a DQ when they could have just had a clean finish and then the beatdown? You know? Oh yeah, I forgot, this doesn't work. Anyway, so Fortune beats down Matt Morgan for a while, and then RVD comes out and attacks Rhino. I think he like kicks a chair in his face or something, and they start rolling backwards. Promote their first blood match. Wow, exciting. Jeff Hardy comes out. He's gonna hit Morgan in the back of the head with Shirley Anderson. Anderson's music plays. Anderson comes out, chases him out of a little pipe. And then we have to